Atlantic Southeast Airlines Flight 529 was an Embraer EMB-120 Brasilia aircraft that crashed near Carrollton, Georgia, on August 21, 1995. 9 of the 29 passengers and crew on board were killed as a result of the accident. The accident bore similarities to Atlantic Southeast Airlines Flight 2311, which had occurred 4 years earlier, and resulted in the deaths of everyone on board. Flight 529 left the ramp area at Atlanta at 12:10 Eastern Daylight Time, and took off at 12:23. At 12 hours 43 minutes and 25 seconds, while climbing through 18,100 feet, the occupants of the aircraft heard a thud which First Officer Warmerdam later described as sounding like a baseball bat striking an aluminum trash can. One of the blades of the Hamilton Standard propeller on the left engine had failed and the entire assembly had become dislodged, deforming the engine nacelle and distorting the wing's profile. Although the EMB-120, like all transport category multi-engine airplanes, is designed to fly with one engine inoperative, the distortion of the engine resulted in excessive drag and loss of lift on the left side of the aircraft, causing it to rapidly lose altitude. The flight crew initially tried to return to Atlanta for an emergency landing, but the rapid descent resulted in them being diverted to West Georgia Regional Airport. The airplane was unable to stay in the air long enough and the pilots began searching for an open space to make an emergency landing, eventually settling on a field in Carroll County, Georgia, near the farming community of Burwell and the city of Carrollton. At 12 hours 52 minutes and 45 seconds, before the emergency landing could commence, the aircraft pitched over and began an uncommanded dive, striking the tops of the trees before it hit the ground nose first with a slight left bank, the force of which ripped off the already damaged left wing. The aircraft skidded along the ground for some distance until it hit an incline in the field and briefly became airborne again, then fell back to the ground while yawing, spinning uncontrollably, before finally coming to a stop. The force of the final impact split the fuselage in half around the area where the wings were attached, rupturing its fuel tanks, which would prove to be fatal during the evacuation of the plane.